I always feel like kind of a dick when I send CinemaWins because he's there being all happy about something and then I can just come in and shit all over it for no apparent reason without provocation, but here we go anyway.
What's this, a New Hope ripoff? A Star Destroyer coming into frame? Oh, tricked us. It's actually a recurring motif for the entire movie where objects have stark light-dark contrast depending on the position of the nearest light source.
Okay, I appreciate this shot. I really do. But that shadow doesn't make any sense. Big shadows like this one that are a fair distance from the thing that's casting them don't have harsh edges like that. Usually they're gradated. So yeah, it was a nice shot, but was it really worth discarding realism? Maybe, actually. I mean, really, what do I know? I'm not an authority on this.
And if you look closely, you'll notice that the rings of the Urso's planet are actually there, since you can't see the stars behind them.
I mean, yeah, that seems like a given. I don't know why you're actively praising this multi-million-dollar movie for not forgetting to include half a huge celestial body. Also, while we're here, what's with the 0 at the start of your win counter? You don't need that. But then again, I guess you don't not need that, so no sin?
Calm down. We'll be alright.
And then we get a whole new side of the good guys. A side that we had to know existed, but we never saw. Cassian can't let this guy who knows about Galen and the Defector get captured by the Empire. And the guy can't climb. I am not justifying murder, just pointing out that Cassian is willing to do anything for the cause.
Why would you not condone that? If he hadn't committed that murder, then the Empire mightn't have won. I totally condone murder in those circumstances. You know what, for a fun YouTube series, I think maybe the ethical implications of murder in different circumstances is a bit of a heavy topic to tackle here. Maybe I should try harder to keep it light.
I see the Council is sending you with us to Jeddah. That is a bad idea. I think so, and so does Cassian.
Honesty. And since I love honesty so much, and K2SO has a real honest streak in him, he's getting his own honesty counter.
I'd just like to add something here. I think I figured out the reason that K2SO works so well as a character, and that's because he's based on something that we'll all be fairly familiar with already. K2SO is just a toddler, or a small child. The unfiltered honesty, his mannerisms and the way he speaks all just remind me of a child. Then again, the resemblance isn't so strong that he's just blindingly obviously a child and everyone thinks, why is this child here? But isn't that basically what he is? Just a child? I love it. It's why his character works so well, I think. It's also why it's so sad when he dies. Oh, spoiler alert. Actually, you know what? No. If you're watching this video and you weren't expecting spoilers, I think you are the problem here.
Tarkin isn't perfect. I honestly don't know if it'll ever get any better, though.
Are you really retracting a win for this not being totally perfect? Especially after admitting that this is as good as you think that this technology can get? For shame.
Shame!
Oh, and by the way, I think you're 100% wrong on that. I definitely think that this CGI technology is going to improve. I'm willing to wager that one day it will be so good that we won't be able to tell it from the real thing. Unless there's a nuclear war before then. But then again, if that happens, I don't think anyone will hold me to this, so fuck it.
Like I've always said, wouldn't be Star Wars without some kind of big, ugly, slimy beast.
And that beast's name is George Lucas. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to. It was an easy shot. Come on, I couldn't help myself. It's not even fair. He's not slimy.
Hey, you just got yourself.
Yeah, you could lose an arm bumping into people like that.
There are coincidences, and then there's this. I'm normally willing to forgive a movie for a coincidence, especially since half of what I do here is forgiving movies for stuff. But come on. Are you really trying to tell us that out of the millions, probably billions of people in this galaxy, our heroes just happen to run into these two from A New Hope? Against all odds, these two just happen to be here, and then against all odds again, they happen to survive the massive explosion, and then for some reason travel to Mos Eisley. I'm not buying it. And I guess the real bone I have to pick here is also that this coincidence really doesn't add anything to the film. It's not important to the plot, at least. It's really just here to make nerds ejaculate by showing them something they've seen before in another film. Plus, I'm a nerd, and when I saw this I didn't ejaculate. Not even figuratively. So, I mean, who was this even for?
All of it? The whole city? Tell me. All of it.
I mean, at least, right? Can we get Neil deGrasse Tyson away in? That has to be a planet extinction level event.
Okay, first of all, I don't see why that should be a win. I mean, which part of what just happened are you praising? Is it the incorrect statement, or is it the planetary genocide? Neither of those things really seem like a win to me. Secondly, I don't think that statement was even wrong in the first place. I mean, anything living on the other side of the planet isn't going to get caught in the blast, and yes, there would be an ash cloud. I mean, the ash cloud from the meteorite that killed out the dinosaurs was really the thing that killed out the dinosaurs rather than the meteorite itself, because the ash cloud blotted out the sun, And with no sunlight, all the vegetation starved. And while I say it is probably fairly safe to say that this blast will cause an ash cloud, it won't starve the vegetation because there isn't really any vegetation on this planet as shown. It's all just fucking rocks down there. So I'd say this probably isn't a planetary extinction event.
Baze is like the definition of anti-stormtrooper aim. Does he ever miss?
He misses like 3 times in that clip that you used to accentuate that point, but okay.
Jin, I'll be there for you.
Friendship.
Cassian said I had to.
Oh.
See what I mean about him being a child? He's so adorable. Also, is now a good time to point out that in the time it's taking Jen to grow up, Krennic hasn't aged at all.
You will never win.
If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out the Sins playlist? It includes bonus content that you won't find anywhere else, and has all been put in an order that it will make sense. Also, I do make music in my spare time, so if you're a sad and lonely person with nothing better to do, it'd be really nice if you could click the listen to this music link. This time it's an upbeat, future-based song with vocals. Vocals by someone who isn't me because I can't sing, and you probably know that.